economy has made such a big improvement. We are also committed to take these corrections at the state, district and city level. States are moving hand in hand with the federal government in this task in the spirit of cooperative and competitive federalism. Recently, we did a ranking of our state governments on ease of doing business with the help of the World Bank Group. This has prompted the state governments into a healthy competition among themselves to ensure a business-friendly ecosystem. This was for the first time that the World Bank involved itself in a sub-national exercise on ease of doing business. Friends, one of the biggest challenges in India today is to productivity employ the youth. For meeting this challenge, we need to provide a huge push to manufacturing, which has stagnated at around 16% of the GDP for several decades. The share must reach around 25% in the short and medium term. With this in view, we have launched the Make in India initiative. We are working on all fronts to make India a global manufacturing hub. To achieve this objective, apart from vigorous exercise for ease of doing business, we have fast-tracked approvals and clearances for industry and infrastructure. The hallmark of our strategy now is policy-driven governance. Measures like transparent auction and allocation of key natural resources like coal, spectrum, iron ore have created a level playing field for investors. To enhance the flow of foreign investment, we have liberalized the FDI regime, allowing 100% FDI in railways. We have enhanced the FDI limits to 49% in defense and insurance. We are also conscious of the last mile operational issues in such policies. In that spirit, early this week, we have carried out substantial changes in the FDI regime across 15 sectors. To give an example, now there are simply no restriction in the FDI policy for construction sector. Similarly, very radical liberalization has been done in sectors like plantation, e-commerce and single brand retail. Moreover, we have now brought most of the FDI proposals under the automatic route. With this round of reforms, I can say that India is among the most open countries for foreign investments. Infrastructure is another big challenge for India. We are keen to build futuristic physical and social infrastructure. Through self-imposed discipline in financial management, we have been able to allocate more resources for infrastructure sectors. In addition, we are setting up an India Investment and Infrastructure Fund. We have targeted an annual contribution of $3.5 billion into this fund from our own resources. We are putting in place a professional team for asset management. We have also come up with the mechanism of tax-free infrastructure bonds for projects in rail, road and other sectors. We will work together with the British government industry, and the financial market to deepen our relationship and harness their interest in India's infrastructure. Very soon, these bonds will become strong instruments for engagement between our financial markets. Friends, there were a number of regulatory and taxation issues which were adversely impacting on the sentiments of foreign investors. We have taken a very decisive steps to remove a number of long pending concerns. To give you some example, we have expedited regulatory clearances, including security and environmental clearance. We have increased the validity period of defense industry licenses up to 18 years from 3 years previously. We have taken almost 60% of the defense items out of the licensing process and liberalized a number of restrictions like end-use certificate for the exports. We have clearly articulated that we will not resort to retrospective taxation and demonstrated this position in a number of ways. This includes not going for imposition of minimum alternate tax of FPIS. We have introduced the concept of composite sector caps for the FPIs and other foreign investors. We have notified the regulations for the alternative investment funds. We have rationalized the capital gain tax regime for real estate investment trusts. We have modified the permanent establishment norms. We have also decided to defer the implementation of the general anti-avoidance rules for 2 years.